We are now live. So welcome, Meeple Madness. It's kind of wonderful to be able to kind of drop in and visit your store on basically the first stop on our Hub Games Virtual World Tour. How are you guys all doing?
Great.
Doing well.
I know
Excited.
we're kind of talking off camera, so we got all the kind of tears out of the way, and now we're ready to play. Thank you so much for having us come and visit. I'm really excited to show Prisma Arena to you. And I'm not going to really delay. We're going to jump in and kind of really start playing the game straight away. We've already had a quick recap over how Tabletopia works. So I'm going to bring up the screen and actually, before I do that, I'm going to actually show you some of the stuff about the game that you don't really get to see in Tabletopia. So as you know, Prisma Arena, which is sitting here, is a really fast and fun arena combat game, very family friendly. It's as if you kind of cross Steven Universe with Pokemon. Really intuitive play, and it's got some really nice kind of visual tactile elements to the game. And so the game comes with standees that represent your hero, and you also have a card that you actually keep as you play the game. And you'll see that as you play, your character will essentially level up, gain Prisma points. And the point of the game is that as you're playing, you're kind of playing a campaign and you're training to become a guardian of hope. So you all start off on an even keel or an even setting with each other. But as you play, you're going to get to kind of gain unique Prisma powers that are unique to your character and personalize them and become more powerful as you play. Each character has a set of stickers that's going to allow you to customize their appearance. So this is a character here with some customizations, and they're double-sided, so you can kind of do front and back. This is the same character with a different hairstyle. So it's really neat how you have like a locker as well, in which you can basically store your uniforms when you're not wearing them between games as well. So we kind of really wanted to make the most of kind of be as inclusive in the character design. So you get to kind of be the hero you want to be in this game. And it's also represented by your uniforms that will change as you level up and play the game. So I just kind of want to have any questions on that before we jump into the...
So those little stickers, they're removable?
Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
We've done a lot of testing. Yeah. We decided we want the game to be really affordable. So it's got like a $39.99 price point. And as part of that, we decided to go down the route of standees to make it more affordable. And when we decided to do that, we said, well, what can we do different with standees that we couldn't do with kind of like minis? And we thought of that idea of being able to customize the hero and make it unique to you as well. So the idea is that like when the stores reopen, people will be bringing their characters along to play, and you'll look at the character and know exactly what level they are as soon as you look at that character based on the uniform that they're wearing as well. So there's all this kind of cool visual stuff outside of the awesome gameplay, which I will kind of start to explain now. So I'm just going to bring this back up. So we're seeing the table. It's just moving a little bit because I was not active in it. So very quickly, Prisma Arena is a game of arena combat. It's for 2 to 4 players. You can play competitively. You can also play a team match against each other. And you are essentially the young hero, and you're training it inside the arena with your Mokon, which are, let me just adjust my view here. So these cute creatures that embody different emotions. So you've got Farg, you've got Agla, you've got Grava, and Donna, and there's 4 others that appear in the game. And they're kind of like, they embody different emotions. So they kind of buff your hero with like, so you have to learn to fight with your anger, or to fight with your nervousness, or your confidence, or your affection. And that's part of the leveling up in the game as well. the objective is for you to score 20 or more points. And at the end of the round, when someone has scored 20 points, it's the person with the highest score wins. So you're always going to be fighting until the last minute. This game is about sparring and getting stronger. And that's measured by, at the end of the game, even if you've lost, if you've scored over 20 points, you gain points, Prisma points, that allow you to level up as you play. So again, it encourages you to kind of keep going right until the end. And the fun thing about that is you basically you can't become stronger without fighting against your opponents. So that's why it's the idea of you're all in this together, training, trying to become guardians of hope in a time of despair. And despair is literally this kind of giant being that walks the land, and you're trying to awaken hope and usher in this new era in the land of solace. So to kind of just explain how the game is going to work, it's going to play over multiple rounds where you're going to take turns activating your characters one at a time, kind of going through all the players until, in this case, all 8 characters have activated. So it's kind of like an I go, you go, back and forth, where you'll all get to activate one character, then you'll all get to activate your second character. The round will reset, and we'll play through subsequent rounds until somebody gets 20 or more points. So probably the best thing is if we just kind of start setting things up, and I'll explain aspects of it as we go. So I think if everyone can see the kind of corner that they're going to be playing from, Chandler, you're going to be in the blue corner. So you have the kind of Gullbot, which is the kind of Gollum robot. Jacob, you have the character here with Grova. Priya, you will have this character, and Agla will be your companion in the arena. And Jason, you're going to have Farg. And I'm just going to switch my camera over to here. It's for a different view. Okay, so usually before a game, you will get to kind of customize the arena by placing these obstacles onto the board. They block movement and line of sight. I've just put them out to speed up gameplay and help us to get into it as quickly as possible. But there's definitely a strategic element that comes into play later as you start gaining Prisma powers and use the space of the board to your advantage. Right now, Hope slumbers. So the center of the board isn't glowing, but later as you start to level up, the inner board will flip over and glow, and it'll show that's how you can start to gain Prisma powers in the game. But that's a story for another day, I think. So I'm going to start and have Jason, the advantage token is in front of you here. So I'm going to invite you to just start and place your 2 characters anywhere in the 4 purple starting spaces. So they represent your characters. And Chandler, Jacob, Priya, if you want to do the same thing. Cool. Okay, so I'm just jumping backwards and forwards between 2 different screens as I'm talking. So on your turn, as I said, you're going to take turns activating your characters. To activate a character, you're going to turn the dial of that character to one of the actions. So I'm just going to jump back here again. So in the case of Jason, say you were to activate your hero, I'll just do this here quickly to show you. So yeah, you're way ahead. So you can rotate to move, strike, or blast are the 3 main actions. You can also go straight into a combo, which is one of these icons here, but I'll explain that in just a second. But to explain the different moves, so to move, you can move equal to your range. And if we look at each card, you'll see there's 3 stats down the bottom of each card. There's range, which is 0 to 4, and that indicates how far you can move, and it also indicates the effect, sometimes the range of effect of a Mocon ability. The next one is strike. All heroes have a strike of 3. A force. All heroes have a force of 3, and all Mocon have a force of 2. Again, this will change and adjust as you start to level up and customize your character. The third icon represents your hit level. You can take 6 hits before you get bounced out of the arena, and all Mocon can take 4 hits before they are bounced. As I mentioned, you're kind of helping each other and growing and getting stronger. So think of this game like playing a laser tag. When you receive hits equal to your hit level, you'll temporarily get bounced from the arena, which means you'll go back onto your activation dial, and you'll have to wait there until the next time you activate that character, and you get to come straight back into the arena. So there's kind of no being, punished for receiving hits. It's really just it messes with your strategy. Okay, so I'm just going to explain how each of those kind of key actions work. So say, for example, we're going to move the hero. You can move 0 to 4 spaces, and you can include 1 diagonal in that movement. So it's normally orthogonal, but you can include 1 diagonal. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. If I ever move into the 4 orthogonal squares on a rival character, we are immediately grappling with each other, which means I have to stop moving. It also prevents me from blasting. So the only thing I can do when I'm kind of grappling with someone else is strike or potentially perform a combo, which I'll explain in a second. So kind of while we're here, I'll show the next action we can take, which is to strike. So to strike, you can strike anyone in the 8 adjacent squares around you. So you choose a target, and you'll deal a number of hits equal to your force. So in this case, the hero's force is 3. So I will take 3 hits. So again, I'm kind of using Jason's as a reference. And I'll put them on the hit gauge of the character I'm targeting. As we know, all heroes have 6 hits. So if the hero ever gains more than 6 or more hits, they get bounced from the arena. The interesting thing in the game is that when a character gets bounced, everybody who had hits on that character gains a number of points equal to those hits. And that's basically how you score and ultimately win the game, is by bouncing characters from the arena, scoring the points from the hits you had on them, and continuing on until you rack up enough points. Okay, so the other option then is to blast. So say, for example, Farg was here, and I turn the dial to blast. I can blast in a straight line or a diagonal line, one target 2 to 4 spaces away. So in this case, I could target the Gullbot here. And again, Farg has a force of 2. So I'll put 2 hits onto the robot. Now I can see, so normally what would happen is the hero would activate, and then we'd go clockwise. So Chandler would get to activate, then Jacob, then Priya, and back around. And we'll basically keep taking turns activating characters until all 8 dolls have been activated. So that's fairly straightforward, but that's kind of like all perfect information. The fun of the game are the combo cards. So I'm going to invite you to right-click and shuffle your decks and draw 3 cards into your hand. Okay, and then I'm going to cheat a little, and Jason, I'm going to take some of your cards as well, just to be able to show people.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to draw 3 cards into my hand.
Oh, how do I put these into my hand? I took 3 cards, but how do I?
So if you kind of pull them down towards the bottom of the screen, and you'll see it should kind of begin to glow a little bit.
Oh, I gotcha. Yes.
You can pull them into your hand.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so let me just kind of reset these. So say, for example, say, for example, on my turn, we did this. So my hero was here, and I moved up to Chandler's hero here. you can combo a card. So you basically keep performing actions as long as you can play combo cards that link to the previous action. So you'll see on the dial that the move links to an X, strikes and blasts link to an O. And then we also have a kind of almost like a free-floating X and O that we can use to go straight into a combo. But in this case, I've activated my hero, I've moved up, and then I could perform a throwing strike. So again, just to kind of reiterate, and I'm going to zoom in here, you can see I'm playing a card where the X essentially overlaps the X on the dial. And now I get to perform a throwing strike, which allows me to strike with force 0 to 1, a friendly or rival character, and then move them 1 to 2 spaces, ignoring characters and obstacles. So for example, I would do that. I would put 1 hit on the character, and then I might move them like 2 spaces over there out of the way. Or I could throw them like into grappling with Farg, setting them up for something to happen next turn. I can keep chaining cards as long as I can play ones that can chain into each other as well. So, and that's really the fun of the game, is when you perform these over-the-top combos and knock out 2 characters at the same time. So I'm just going to drop these back in. Oh, sorry. And then when I'm finished using them, sorry, this is part of the magic of the game, is I'm going to put it clockwise into my opponent's discard pile. What's going to happen is the cards are going to kind of move around the table as you're playing, and you're kind of learning from each other. Because about halfway through the game, you'll draw cards back into your hand, but you'll be using your discard pile to form your new deck. And I think that is it. As a character gets bounced, so say for example your character has 6 points on them, 6 hits. I'll do this way. So there's 3 from me, there's 2 from Priya. Let me just get these. So there's 2 over from Priya. And then there's kind of 1 from Jacob. So that's 6 hits on this character. They would get bounced, returning to their base, and we would take our hits back, and we would score points on the track equal to the hits that we scored. So, for example, Priya would score 2, and then Jason would score 3. So part of the fun of the game is, especially, this is kind of unique to the multiplayer game, but it becomes really interesting as you're trying to time when you kind of, who you go after, because of how many points you might give to your opponents as well. Okay, so I think that is pretty much everything. I'm just going to put these back in here. Okay, and I'll shuffle that up. So, is that making sense to people so far?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Cool. Okay. What I normally guarantee is you will fully know how to play this game within 2 rounds. You'll have done everything you need to know to be able to play it.
Okay.
And that's my goal. So we're playing up until about 6:45 your time. We can keep going until about 6, so that you'll get in a few rounds as well and get a really good feel for the game, and then we can kind of ask questions about it to help you with being able to kind of explain it to customers as well. So yeah, I'm going to just switch back here. So let's see. The advantage token, right? So at the beginning of the game, this would randomly be assigned to somebody. We'll just start with Jason in this case. When you have the advantage token, you have the option to either go first and activate your character, and you'll set the cycle going, or you can nominate another player to go first, and it can have kind of strategic benefits for that. At the end of each round, it is going to rotate around to the next player. And again, this is different with the multiplayer game. In the 2-player game, you can strategically hold the advantage through multiple rounds until you really want to use it. Okay, so everyone's got 3 cards in their hand. We'll reset the dials. Let me see. So Jason's just doing that there now. So I'll just set you back to ready. Yeah, there we go. And I'll just switch my camera to here so we get a kind of a good sideways view of what's going on. Okay, Jason, so if you want to pick a character and choose, well, first of all, decide, do you want to go activate first, or do you want to nominate another player to activate first?
I think I'll just go ahead and take the first action.
Okay, great. So if you want to choose a character, turn the dial to indicate what action you want them to take, and then we'll just resolve that action. Okay.
All right. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to combo into anything? So in this case, like a blast would be the thing that you could do, because you can only play a combo card if you can legally perform it.
You know what? Now that you mentioned blast, I think I am going to play this card.
Okay.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll invite you to kind of, just so when people are watching, they kind of see how it works.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Play it over the dial, and I'll bring it up here, so people at home watching can see it. So you're going to blast, dealing 2 hits, because that's the force of Farg, and you get to ignore blocking characters. So you're going to put 2 hits onto Donna.
Yep.
And while you're doing that, I'll explain the different Mocon. So Jason has Farg, who is the angry. Farg's ability is Lash Out. So whenever Farg gets bounced from the arena, the hero must immediately essentially try to blast or strike someone or something. They can move 1 space to help them find the target. But if the other players can time it really well, in the kind of 2-player game, their hero might end up targeting their own side. In this case, in multiplayer, Farg is a great character to have with you, because there's loads of targets for you to go after. It's always fun to see that kick in. Chandler has Donna, the Confident. So during a move action that Donna performs, they may target a friendly hero within range, so within 4 spaces, and they can move that hero 1 space towards a rival, ignoring grappling. So imagine them kind of yelling across, telling them to kind of get in there. Grova is one of my favorites. They're a little harder, I think, to kind of pull off sometimes. But when Grova performs a strike action, instead of doing the full force of hits, they can deal 0 to or 1 hit, and actually move the character into another space adjacent to Grova. So imagine the ability is called Hug for a reason. It's like you're spinning the character around into a new position. So it's a great way to either get your own character into a good position, or like swing a rival into line of fire or kind of strike range of a friendly character. And finally, poor sweet Agla, the Nervous. So Agla is there to warn you whenever there's danger. So during a move action, Agla performs, they can target a friendly character, and then you get to move the character 1 space towards Agla, ignoring grappling. So Agla can kind of help get you out of danger. Okay, so now that you're finished, Jason, I'll kind of do this for you. Yeah, perfect. You're way ahead of me.
And now let me just ask this: was the damage supposed to go on the on Donna or the person behind?
Onto Donna. So blasting, like one of the things we did with this game is we decided to keep kind of essentially blasting or shooting really straightforward, and it makes the game kind of quite chess-like as a result, because you're going to blast in straight or diagonal lines. So think of it like light, it's refracting.
So the reason I ask is because it says ignoring blocking characters. So that would be if I had like a opposing, like another character from a different player.
Yes.
Not their. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes you might go, oh, my character's only got 2 hits left, I'm going to protect them. And essentially that's like a shot where you're blasting past the blocking character to hit the one behind them. So it's a nice surprise move to play on people. Cool. Okay.
Right, thank you.
An important note is that you won't redraw combo cards until the end of the turn. So it's also helpful to keep them there as a kind of surprise for your opponents. So Chandler, over to you. Which character would you like to activate first? Knowing that, for example, Varg is directly in blast range of Donna. So if you wanted, you could literally just blast Varg back if you wanted. Oh, we've temporarily lost Chandler. So I'm...
Oh, no. Ah.
For the sake of learning and speed, I'm going to...
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, are you back?
Yep,
So,
it went all like loading real quick, but I'm back now.
Okay. Yeah. I forget sometimes, like, we're in both channels, so we're kind of like on Tabletopia and we're on stream as well.
Varg was very happy for that brief moment.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm going to rotate this and take the... Oh, there it is. And that's the blast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to... Actually, that is circle, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I will blast.
So I'm going to just, to help people see what's happening, so we're going to rotate your dial. So if I ask you to rotate your dial around to indicate that it's blasting.
Did I not rotate it?
You know what? There's sometimes weird refresh things that happen in Tabletopia.
Oh, yeah, it's not rotated. Here, I'll rotate it.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so that should be over blast for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to blast, so that will deal 2 to Varg, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'll deal 2 to Varg. Shift click. Drag these over.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and let's see if I want to combo. Oh no, my cards, they flipped over. Let me reflip them. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to play Sprint.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put that over my card. Oh,
yeah.
It's grabbing 2. There we go. And I'll put that right here.
Okay, so I'm going to bring that up. So Sprint allows you to move 1 to 6 spaces, but grappling does apply. So you can kind of get blocked by someone.
So if it says grappling allies, that means if I was to move here, then I would get grappled.
You're fine. So grappling applies. So
grappling applies,
only works with rival characters.
Sweet. So I'm going to go, it says 1 to 6. So I'm going to go 1, 2, do my 1 diagonal, 3, and 3.
And don't forget, so I'll do some kind of coaching as we're playing, so you get to see the kind of cool stuff that happens. So you can trigger Donna's ability, which is to encourage.
Oh, man.
You could get your hero like right into line of fire now for Varg.
Yes, and I think I will do that.
Okay.
So I'll move him here, right?
Yep.
Sweet. And that's it. So this will now go into this discard pile, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Sweet.
Okay.
And my turn.
Okay.
I'm just gonna scoot around here.
So
Lots of thinking going on. I will say, as you're kind of working out your move, Jacob,
Yes.
one of the fun things in the game is when a character gets bounced and they return into the arena,
yeah,
you get to return to any empty starting area. So you always get to come back from your own starting area. But if an opponent's starting area is empty, you can pop in there, and it's designed to kind of stop people from ganging up on players. but it also means you can kind of strategically like jump in behind someone and kind of ping them when they're not looking
I see.
as well.
Yeah. That's a neat strategy. I think I'm just going to move for this round.
Okay.
If I can. There we go.
Okay. So you're moving your hero.
Yes.
So what I'll do is I'll show all heroes have an ability that they share, and it's called strategize. So during a hero's move, if you don't plan to do anything, so if you don't plan to combo in that turn, you can use the strategize ability, which allows you to draw a combo card into your hand and then put any one card from your hand back to the top or the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of like you're planning what you want to do in the next round as well. Under kind of restriction is you can't then combo after that.
I think I will do that.
Mhm.
So first I will draw a card.
Mhm.
And then I will place one onto the
And
top of my deck.
Oh.
Oh.
So if you want to hit F to flip that.
There we go.
I'll sort that out for you. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And then my character can move up to 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I will move them. One, 2, 3, and then 4.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, and because you strategize, then you don't get the combo. So we're going to jump straight around then to Priya.
I'm completely enamored with Agla, by the way.
You have to use the full title, Agla the Nervous.
Agla the Nervous, yes.
I just love that. So I can move Agla up to 4 spaces, is that correct?
Yes.
Right, okay.
So I'll just pick up the cute Agla here. And again, Agla's ability allows them to warn the hero and move them 1 space towards them, which can help with kind of getting them out of danger, but it can also kind of like line them up as well. It's like as they back away, they also line up with another player or another target.
So, do I need to do anything with the
if you turn the dial, so using Q or E to rotate the dial, so that the move symbol is facing towards the card. So it kind of tells everyone that Agla is moving.
Move symbol, got it. Okay.
So it's the green symbol.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, and would you like to warn your hero?
I would.
So you can move your hero. You can just move your hero 1 space towards Agla, as long as they kind of decrease the kind of row or column. It's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Do I have to play a combo card?
No. The only thing is, just so you know, at the end of the round, you'll draw 2 combo cards, and there's a limit of 4 combo cards going into the next round.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you don't have to play one. So if that's your turn over, then we'll basically go back to Jason.
Okay.
And he has 1 character left to activate, which is his hero.
Let's see here. So I can move 4 spaces with my hero. And to blast, I can do that up to 4 spaces away.
Yes.
So there's no one I can blast right now.
1, 2. Well, not from where you're standing, but if you have a blast combo card, you could get Agla.
Oh, no wonder he's nervous.
You know what? It's important to spread the love here and not
Yeah, exactly.
focus on. So let's see here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I am going to be moving.
Mm-hmm. And just let me see our position so we can see the action.
Okay, and where am I going to go? Let me go ahead and just... And I can move one diagonal, correct? Okay, and then I am going to play a... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to stop right there.
Okay, so yeah, because if you were to go 1, 2, 1, 2,
So it was,
3, 4.
let me go back. So it was right here. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and then 4.
Well, if you did your diagonal sooner and then move there, you would have you'd be within kind of targeting of Agla.
Yeah. The only thing is, I kind of want to be behind that cover, but
Sure.
But no, that's fine. I'll stay right there, and
Well,
I'm going to choose to not play a card.
Okay. Well, then in that case, if you're not doing anything, I would agree, staying cover.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Okay.
So that's you done. So over to you, Chandler.
I have a question about the end of the round. You said we draw 2 cards. Does that mean draw up to 4 or draw 2 and then discard down to 4?
Draw 2 and then discard down to 4.
Okay, then I'm going to move 4, or I'll do the move.
Yeah.
Let me do.
So you're gonna activate your hero.
Yep. Let me hide my cards. Rotate so I'm not move, and I can activate their ability to draw a card. Correct?
Yes. Now, I will point out you are like right in range of Farg.
Well, I was going to go 1, 2. I was going to go 1 diagonal and then 2, 3, 4. Or do or am I grappling if I'm diagonally?
No, only if you're orthogonal.
Gotcha. So I was going to go here.
Okay. Now you won't. So the strategize ability only works if you're not comboing.
Gotcha. Well, I wasn't going to combo because I can't strike because that's an action, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm going to then. Sorry.
Okay. Well, no, I was going to say, even just by standing where you were, you could blast from where you're standing. If you,
blast then move.
Here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that's a circle, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. I'll blast.
Okay, so and it's a good chance to kind of show what happens. So, if you put 2 hits onto Farg, and then I'll kind of step through what's going to happen because Farg's ability is going to trigger.
Okay, sure. Let me do.
Which is kind of funny for you
3,
and
right?
not funny for Priya.
Oh no.
Okay, so
it only has 4 left, so I only need to grab 2, right? Or it only has 2 left, so I'll just grab 2.
Yeah. So
there you go.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up Farg's ability, and it says when Farg has received 4 hits, it's equal to his hit level of 4. So he's going to get bounced. So I'm going to kind of do the sequence. So he's going to get bounced. Your hits points will go back to you.
So I get 4 points?
Yeah. He'll come off the board. And, I should reset all this. And he'll score 4 points.
All right, let me move that.
Now, Jason, Farg's ability is going to trigger, which says when Farg is bounced, the hero must immediately blast or strike a rival or friendly character with force 1 to 3 if possible. Oh, no. The hero may move 1 beforehand.
Well, I think I will move 1 beforehand, so I have line of sight. And I think I'm going to take care of the little nervous turtle here. So
yeah. So you're gonna put 3 hits
I feel awful saying that.
Yeah, so you're going to put 3 hits on there. Okay. So Chandler, you can keep continuing your action if you want to combo into anything.
Yep. Thanks, Chandler.
Yeah, so I'm going. You're welcome, Priya. I'm gonna play over. I'm gonna play leap, move 2 to 3, ignoring characters, grappling, and obstacles. And now
Okay.
I'm actually going to move 1 diagonally 1.
Mhm.
So that'll be 2. And then here will be 3.
Perfect. Yep. Excellent.
And that
okay.
is it. So let me discard this.
So over to you, Jacob.
Okay. I believe that I will try to move again, so that way I can combo. But this time I'm moving with Grava over here.
Go over, yes.
So let me just rotate. And Grava can move up to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then
Grava's heading for you, Chandler.
I'm scared. I should have the nervous one.
and then I will play Leaping Strike.
Oh no.
Are you gonna? I'm not sure if that will get you within range.
I'm not sure either, but
I think you'll need a.
if I'm not in range, do I still take the movement anyway?
No, so you have to be able to complete the card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, it's not going to get you close enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's also an X anyways, right? So he can't. Oh no,
it does change to move. Yeah, it would be like you leapt but fell short, and
gotcha.
So
okay. So do I discard this into?
Just hold on to it. It's you didn't get to play it.
Yeah. Okay.
So for the record, you have to be able to do everything that the card says in order to play the card.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Because we look for loopholes like that, right?
Well, do you know what?
True.
Most of this game's development was about removing loopholes. It's really funny because I love skirmish games, and John, who I co-designed the game with, we're both big fans of HeroClix. And we kind of created Prisma Arena because we love those games, but they've all kind of gone over complicated and convoluted in the ruling. And we kept paring things away and going, does this make the game dull? Does this make the game boring? And we kept finding no. As we took stuff away, it allowed us to actually concentrate on the gameplay and not on the strategy, and not on trying to figure out the rules of the game. And that's why we want to bring more people into the kind of the fun of spatial arena combat games, but by using this kind of bright setting and really streamlined gameplay.
Okay, so that ends Garva's turn and our activation and ends my turn.
Mm-hmm. So it's over to you now, Priya.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to defend my little anxious turtle. Which is
yes.
I swear I'll get the hang of this. There we go.
I know it's funny. It's we spent a lot of time demoing on Tabletopia, and there's certain actions that are just so intuitive in the real world that are just so hard to complete on Tabletopia.
So I really feel bad about this turtle situation, but for the record, it was Chandler. It really wasn't me.
Yeah. You literally couldn't control your anger. Now, in fairness, Jason, you could have chosen to deal 1 hit to Agla, because the card says you may strike with force 1 to 3. So you can make your apologies afterwards. Okay.
I'll just poke at you. It won't be a hard strike. So to play there's a combo card that I want to play. It's the direct strike.
Mm-hmm. So I'll step you through that then.
Thank
So
you.
probably what you want to do is turn your dial to move.
Okay.
And then you want to move your character so that they're adjacent to, I guess, Jacob. Is it Jason's character you're going after?
I mean, he would be the one that would be.
Yeah, I don't think you can reach anyone else.
Yeah.
No. So if you want to move them, so it'd be 3 spaces.
So I think our Tabletopia instances are not syncing up because I've already moved mine.
Oh, I'm going to refresh. Yeah, this happens sometimes. I'm going to refresh my screen very quickly.
Should we all do that?
Yeah, there's probably no harm in doing it.
Okay.
I realize I probably kicked you all off by accident as well.
I'm just waiting for my screen to come back.
So, Priya, did you say you moved your hero already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I moved him 1 diagonal and then up 2.
Yeah, that's strange. Okay, I think
So
I might
he's
have to.
adjacent to.
I'm not seeing her moved either.
Yeah, nor am I.
That is weird.
One quick solution might be just to move it, like where she had wanted it to be. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just kind of cheat things a little bit.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna put you there, and turn your dial so it's showing. Okay, is everyone else seeing that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, grand. Okay, so now you could play it. So that's 1, 2, and that helps because it's kind of blocking Agla as well from danger. So I know the combo card you have. So if you want to play that, then
Okay.
now the main thing is, Priya, before you do that, I'm just going to say that it will end your activation because you can see you can't chain kind of out of that combo.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on what other cards you have, you might want to change the sequence of how you play them.
Based on the other cards I have, this is really.
Okay, so you just want to go straight into the direct strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I did that correctly.
Sorry, I'm just trying to fix it for people watching at home. Okay, cool. So that's you're going to put 4 hits onto Jason's hero. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to discard this then to Jason's discard.
Thank you.
So essentially, that's the end of the round. You've learned most of the things. The only thing you haven't done yet is bounce a character, which is definitely going to happen next round.
No, I bounced the Raging Guy.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, to re-enter the arena.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, Jason, you're going to actually keep him off until the beginning of the next round, and I'll explain what happens. But if you all want to reset your dials, so rotate them back to ready, and then draw 2 combo cards. Okay, and yeah, you've shown your hand. So if you have more than 4 cards in your hand, you're going to have to discard 1 to the discard pile clockwise. So I think that one's going there.
Good.
Okay, so we're all good. The activation token is going to go clockwise to Chandler. So Chandler, you get to decide, do you want to activate first or do you want to let someone else go first?
I think I've already done a number to Priya, so I'll let Priya go first.
Okay.
Just to make up for it. Also, I want to see her attack Jason again.
Chandler, I like that your move was altruistic for all of 3 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to strike? Or so Priya, you're currently grappling, so you're not able to blast because you're too close, and you're not able to move because you're grappling. So you can either strike from here, or you can kind of play a combo card, so that would allow you to ignore grappling, because you'll probably look at some of the cards in your hand. Like the sleep card, for example, allows you to ignore grappling.
Okay. So if I move my my hero, what happens to Agla? Isn't he left vulnerable?
Yes.
And more nervous?
Yeah, so standing right here, because you're kind of already grappling with your opponent, your options are to strike them and deal a number of hits, which will bounce them from the arena, and you'll score points. If you wanted to move, you would have to use a combo card to do it, because your basic move won't work here.
Okay. Sorry, Jason.
No, it's all right. This is how we restore hope. You have to attack me.
So I'm gonna tell you a really quick story. Like, I was explaining this whole concept to my daughter, and I was saying how the concept of getting bounced in the arena and how you're kind of trading with each other. And it was actually, she was like 11 at the time. She said, "Oh, so like you're trying to make each other stronger." She said, "You're not trying to kill each other. You're trying to make each other stronger." And when I heard her say that, I kind of went, you know what? No white dude is ever going to come up with that as the framework for a game. And I kind of went, that's exactly what this game is going to be about. That idea of like you're fighting with each other to make each other stronger, because you can't get stronger on your own. You need someone to kind of work with. So I love that concept. Okay, so Priya, you're going to deal 3 hits, though Jason's hero can only take 2 more. That'll bring him to 6. So I'm just going to remove these, and they'll get bounced. So you're going to put them back, and you're going to score 6 points. Okay, so you're going to take it to here. Now, I will say, so I'm kind of like revealing bits of information as we go. One of the kind of balancing mechanisms we have in the game is, along with that idea of coming in from the different starting areas in the multiplayer, there's also, when you're coming back into the arena, if you're the player with the lowest score, you get to draw a combo card before you enter the arena. So it's basically, you're like getting encouragement, and you're planning for when you come back in. But at the moment, so if Jason were to come back, he wouldn't get the card because, if Jason was to come back in, because Jacob's also at 0, so he wouldn't get the bonus. But it is going clockwise. Unless you want a combo, Priya, we're going to go to Jason.
Let's go to Jason.
Okay. So Jason, you get to start from. So you get to come in from any empty starting area. So I'm just going to adjust my view here temporarily. We can see that all the starting areas are empty. So you can line your. I'm going to suggest you can line yourself up quite nicely to like blast people straight away.
Uh-oh.
If you choose the straight or diagonal line.
There we go. Like that. And then so my other buddy needs to come in too, right? Or does he wait later?
So he's safe until he activates. So there's a bonus to kind of being off the board because he can't be hit.
Gotcha.
So they don't come back in until they activate.
Okay. So now I get to activate also?
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
you kind of like teleported in, and you're gonna blast straight away. I'm assuming.
Yeah, let's see here. Okay, so the X's and the O's on the combo cards, can you like illuminate that one more time?
Yes.
For me?
So, for example, I'm just going to switch my view quickly here. So, if you were to activate your character, say, and go into a move, you could move and then combo into, say, this card here, a blast, because the X links to the X.
Okay, it has a link to it. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
But then some of the cards have a symbol coming out of them, so you can keep chaining cards together as long as they match the kind of bottommost symbol.
Okay. No, that makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and I am. All right, let's see here. I think I'm going to change what I'm doing then on that.
Okay. And just as a general shorthand, it's pretty much always a move goes into a strike or a blast, and they in turn go into a move.
Okay,
so
but
you'll never get to chain two attacks together.
Okay, gotcha. So the but the actual symbol on the card and what I'm doing, they don't have to coincide, correct? Like if I'm playing a card with a move on it, I don't have to move first, right?
You always have to yeah. So if you wanted, you could go straight into a combo. So if you wanted to start with a card in your hand, you can turn the dial to one of those combo symbols to be able to play it straight away, if that's what you mean. But
no, I wanted to do a bunch of stuff, but but if I'm playing a card that has like a move on it, I don't have to move first. Like the blue doesn't have to match the blue, or
no.
Okay, all right. Let me see here. I think I know what I want to do then. All right, so I am going to go to. Let me just blast first.
Yeah. Okay.
So my blast does 2.
So I'll do that for you. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
So it'll actually do 3.
Okay. And then I'm going to move.
Mm-hmm.
That matches that, so
you get to move 2 to 3 spaces. Something weird.
I'll move right here. Okay, and then I will play another blast. And
so you're currently grappling.
3. Yeah, I think that it says ignoring grappling or
yes,
grappling.
For the move, but for your blast is always 2 to 4 spaces away.
Oh yeah,
so
okay.
You could leap.
Then I'll just stop right there.
Okay. Okay. No, well, you can jump to there and do it if you want, or you can even jump back a space. Would still allow you to do it.
Yeah, I'll do it there then. Then I'll do a blast, another blast, so 3 more damage.
Okay. Oh, so you're going up here. Okay, so then you'd actually want to jump to there, probably.
Yeah.
Because you still need to hit them, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so they're bounced. And you're going to score 6 points.
All right.
I am sad.
I want to be AFK for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Rory, are we okay on time?
Yes, I just wanted to check that. I was hoping we would get through this round. I'm okay to keep going for a little bit longer, and we'll just like wrap up this round.
Sure.
And then we can answer some questions.
All right,
So-
I'm ready to go. I will. Not going to bring that guy in. I'm going to activate Donna, and they are going to move.
Mm-hmm.
They can move up to 4.
Nope.
So I'm going to go 1 space here. Actually, no, I'm going to go. So I'm right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go 1 diagonal to
Mm-hmm.
3, and that puts me in range of this guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to combo with a focused blast because it's
Okay.
X, so those will line up. Oh, I'm grabbing 2 cards. There we go. And I will focus blast
Deal 2 hits.
and deal 2 hits.
Mm.
And there we go.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So if you've done, then if you want to discard your card, yeah. Okay. So over to you, Jacob.
Okay. I'm going to set my hero to move. They will move. If I can pick up my character. 1, 2. And then I will combo into throwing strike.
Uh-oh.
So I have to strike with force 0 to 1, which I will choose 1, a friendly or rival character, then move the target 1 to 2 spaces, ignoring characters, grappling, and obstacles. So I will move 1, 2 in this direction. And then he got the 1 damage, right? The Donna got 1 damage.
Yeah, do you want me to drag it over for you? Here.
Yes, please.
Sorry, I had a weird
There you go.
picture for a second. Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to combo off of that by using Weave. So that means I can use. I can move 1 to 4 in a direction while ignoring grappling.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move back another 2 spaces towards Donna.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will combo again for leaping strike.
When will this end? Oh,
I actually messed
He
up.
can only
there.
have 4 cards in hand, so don't worry too much.
I wasn't supposed to
Wait.
move that much, though. I guess my turn ends here. But what was supposed to happen is I was supposed to use Leaping Strike, which would allow me to move 1 more, then strike with a force -1.
You can.
For my hero, that would have been a 2. But
Yes, you can still do that. I mean, for learning purposes, you could have.
yeah, okay. So
even while you're there, you could have done sweep there or there. In this step. So I think that's okay to there. To do it. So you're going to hit for 2 points. If you hit 3, you'll only put 1 on because that's the most that Donna can take.
Right.
I'm having trouble hearing Rory. Is that just me? Or
Yeah, a little bit. It was a little
it's like
distorted.
I think it's better now. Let me turn up my volume.
Okay. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 3 enough hits on Donna to bounce them, I think.
yeah, so I get 2 points. Jason gets 2 points.
Yes.
Donna.
I know.
Okay. So I am watching the clock. I'm just looking. So everybody's got to activate at least 1 character this round.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I'll maybe call it there. I want to watch the clock. Unless you if you guys really want to play on to finish the round, I'm more than happy to do that. But I also want to give you a chance to kind of ask questions, maybe talk about the promo kits for the game as well. What would you prefer to do? Do you want to play out the round?
What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I'm open to. I don't know. It's up to you guys, but I don't know. Like, I really think I want to put Agla out of her misery. I just.
I
I
mean,
think
I kind of.
we're done.
Yeah, then I think you've answered the question, Jason. We have to stop there. It has to, like...
Yeah, we have to. We can't show that.
I mean, it's just perfect. Like, I could just come right to the square right behind her, and then
No,
I have these combo cards, and
So I think Agla will be moving this round.
Yeah.
we'll be running.
Cool. Well, maybe I'll... What, should we let Jason pull off his, like, one last combo?
I'm scared. It's gonna be brutal.
I think, Jason, you're just going to have to get together with people or get back onto Tabletopia and
You're gonna have to challenge me.
and play that out.
Yes.
Great.
Until we meet again, Jason.
So I want to check for you. Did you guys, when you ordered Prisma Arena, you should have received the launch kits with them as well, which gives you these essentially for families. It gives them an extra set of characters to be able to play with, and it's essentially the kind of, we've taken all the characters, and I'll just put my screen up big for a minute here. So you can see it's basically like an alt art version of the character and a few more, sorry, I have to do it in reverse, customizations as well.
Yeah.
So new hairstyles to go with them as well. So it's kind of great for people who, people want to have, like, they both want the same character. These kits are great. And also, yeah, just with larger families where everyone can have a character when they're playing in the arena as well. So within those 2 rounds, you had hopefully a good sense of how the game plays and how quickly you can start kind of strategizing within the gameplay, and hopefully you all had some of the kind of fun experience of performing combos. I know Jason was about to play the ultimate combo, but he's just going to have to leave that for another time.
Rory, do you guys have any plans for expansions for this game?
Yes. So we're actually, I mean, obviously it's partly based on sales to make it work. It's all tied in with us doing the virtual tour, but there's so much that we want to do with this game. There's so much in terms of, on our Friday live streams, we're actually already testing out new Mocon. So on our live stream, we're actually playing and testing out ideas and seeing how they work. We've like ideas for new combo cards, new Prisma powers, new obstacles that you can bring into the arena as well. We've even like experimented with different variants. So we're working on a solo variant for the game where you're training against Prisma drones, which would allow you to kind of level up. We also have like a kind of a drafting variant where you get to kind of build your combo deck before you come into the arena as well. So that the heart of the game is designed to be really easy to play out of the box, and the game, you can layer in more complexity into the game as you level up and gain more Prisma powers. So as you gain the Prisma powers, it starts becoming more like a HeroClix or a game like that, where it's got a bit more kind of meat to the thought process, and the characters are unique and you have to think about each character's unique abilities. But it's always designed so you can reset and play it with new players. But that's kind of the heart of it. It's like, should be really easy to get into, but there's lots of stuff we can do with it as well. And yeah, one day I would hope to introduce like the Disciples of Despair, who are kind of like your opposite, and that you maybe get to train as them as well. But that's for another day.
Train as the evil guys.
I like that.
Well, the whole point of, like, the whole concept of this is that you kind of can't have one without the other. So there's a kind of yin and yang element to the game, and cycles. So in the world of Solace, they go through the time of despair, the time of hope, the time of wonder, the time of apathy, before returning back to the time of despair. So we're trying to show that life is kind of cyclical, and you happen to be in one period, and some people will kind of want to stay there. But for life, there's a flow. Like, you have to kind of go through all of the things. So they're the little elements we tried to bring through in terms of like you learning to fight with, learning to train with your emotions is like understanding how they can be helpful and also sometimes work against you if you're not careful as well. But they're not inherently good or bad.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, just like looking at this, like, first time seeing what you've produced here, I like how you're normalizing mental health awareness. Like, I think that's really a positive thing.
It's actually been really fun. So I've a background in nonviolent communication, and a lot of that is about really understanding, like, what emotions are, or like feelings, and how they give us information as well. And so that's why, by kind of using clear language for what a feeling is I think quite helpful. And I've a really funny story from my cross community work that I did here in Northern Ireland, working with Catholic and Protestant teenagers. We used to joke because you had asked the teenagers how they were feeling, and they had two words. One was sweet, and the other one I can't really say on camera.
Oh, no.
But they were like the two binary answers. It was like, I'm sweet, or it also starts with S.
Savory?
Yeah.
Both.
And the joke was like, just add in a few more like gradients in there as well. So that's kind of fun. And it actually was a really powerful early kind of feedback for us when we were playtesting the game. John, my co-designer, was playing it with a young boy, and one of the characters came up, Dawn, the Confident, and it opened up this whole conversation between them about confidence and not feeling confident. That was completely not planned, but just by saying the phrase, "Oh, you're fighting with confidence," sparked this whole conversation. And it's when we have little moments like that in our game development process, it makes us go, we have to make this game. Like, if it can spark something like that in someone, it needs to be out there in the world, as well as being tons of fun to play, of course.
Yeah, on top of the theme, it's just like a really cool game that I think is it's very accessible. So yeah.
Cool. So is there any... Sorry, go ahead, Faye.
What I'm looking for is my little Agla pin.
Yeah, we might have been asked once or twice about Mokron pins. It's a thing I struggle with. Like, I only want to make stuff that's like really useful for people, and so I always struggle with pins and accessories and things like that. But we might have to with the Mokon, I think. Cool. So I'm kind of curious, do you have any other questions about the game? Things you'd like to know to kind of help you with selling it, or has there anything that's really struck you while playing the game that you're like, I didn't really kind of realize that beforehand about it?
I didn't realize like how much like y'all thought about the universe that the game is sort of set in. Is that something that you'll like learn about in like the rule book, or like through like out the game, or is there like a place we could be like, oh, you can learn more about like the universe like here?
Well, to do a little bit of cross selling. So the rule book is very much it gives you kind of just enough to get into the game. But in last November, I spent 30 days playing Untold. Set in the world of Prisma Arena. So there's literally 30 episodes of Prisma Arena, the animated series, where I'm playing Untold solo, but I'm creating these episodes each time I play. And I did it because I didn't really know what the world was. And I kind of went, this is a kind of, for NaNoWriMo, which is the National Novel Writing Month, I thought it would be an interesting kind of experience. And so like I was sitting down every day not knowing what was going to happen, and the world just started to kind of unfold around me, which was a ton of fun. So if
that's really cool.
if you want to dig into it, it's on our YouTube channel under Prisma Arena, the animated series. I think I called it.
All right.
So like slightly aspirational.
Well, now I have something new to binge. I got to learn all about this.
Exactly.
And you'll get to see just how cool Untold is as a kind of a role-playing game as well.
Yeah.
I was about to mention that, but you beat me to it. So
Okay.
no, I just I'm kind of the odd person out here because
Mhm.
I'm not affiliated with Meeple in any way except for being a consumer.
Mhm.
But I think it's really cool that you chose to partner with them. Every time I go into the shop, there's always, they like to feature like new and innovative products that you're not going to find in any other game store.
Mhm.
So that's one of my favorite things. I mean, it's just an overwhelmingly positive environment. I personally think it's the greatest game store in the state. But I like how they always have like new stuff that they're willing to try new things, and
Mhm.
as a consumer, I appreciate that.
I was on the Facebook page, and I love the kind of shout outs that you give to the customers, like, and give them the chance to kind of like pre-order stuff as well is pretty cool. And I mean, the fact that you kind of let that the chance to take part in the virtual tour just like says so much about you as a store.
Yeah, but also like it's like this, like, I'm looking at like Prisma Arena, right? And it's like, I mean, the way that I play that,
Mhm.
like against you guys, like, wanting to go after an innocent turtle, that's the Warhammer gamer in me, right?
Mhm.
But I also have like children, and I teach children too, so I can see like myself playing this with them in a very different way. So the cool thing about Meeple is like you'll see like families there like playing like age appropriate games with their children, and then you'll see like guys in their 40s having like a Warhammer game over in the corner, and it's just that's a really cool thing in my opinion.
And that's actually one of the great things about Prisma Arena, because it's all designed so that you can play it at that level with the family and have fun. And then you can take that game and the characters that you've leveled up over the kind of 12 or so games and really go at each other, where it's such a tactical game. Like, every single action counts. And if you ever go back and again watch myself and Michael, we've done live streams over the last couple of months where we've been playing Prisma Arena and actually leveling up our characters. I think we started in September and played through to like November, and you get to see how our characters progress. And like, there's times where we're just like this, looking at the screen, trying to figure out, how do I survive this round? so I can kind of get that point I need to win the game. And it's a very different kind of game experience to the initial one that you have with it as well.
I like the analogy that you made also, Rory, that this is very chess-like, right? Because you do need to be planning your moves as much as you can. I mean,
yeah.
So the complexity is, it's kind of, what's the word? The word that's coming to mind is unassuming when you first start playing it. But then even within a couple of rounds, it's like, oh, I need to be thinking about all of these other vectors that can impact my gameplay.
Yes, I think those vectors, I think, is a really great term for it, because you're literally watching your back. Like, in that multiplayer setup, you're having to watch your back the whole time. So you're kind of going, how can I do this and end up somewhere that decreases the chances of anybody else being able to like get close to me or be in their line of fire. So you are watching all of those lines, and it's really fun when you think you've done it, and then someone plays a combo card that gives them that one extra step, and you're like, no, I thought it was safe, and it just allows them to chain this incredible combo together.
I love the passing the cards to a different discard. So the more the person to your right uses combo cards, the more of a selection you're going to have coming into your discard, that you're going to reshuffle. And then you can also use specific cards to feed those into someone else's deck. And I'm just thinking there's probably more to do with that, like, that I haven't figured out yet, but I love that mechanic.
Yeah, I don't think that's one I don't think we've tapped into enough. I think the level of thought that would be required to make that work by a player
You're
is
like
quite
counting the deck.
is quite high. But I think there's lots of interesting things that we can do with the combo deck as well. But again, the key thing for me is like games have this kind of habit of getting complicated really quickly, and everything we're doing is to try and keep it like just on an even keel for as many players as possible.
And the graphic design, like it's just so colorful and just it just stands out. I love that, and the little removable stickers. I think that's going to. I don't know. It reminds me. I don't know. What was it called? It was back in the '80s. I mean, I'm pretty old, so I grew up in the '80s.
Color forms. I keep
there
seeing
it is, right there.
Color forms. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine that we thought those were so amusing when we were kids, but like now the kids have iPads and stuff.
Do you know what? they are still a delight. Like it's really funny seeing reviewers just, it evokes a kind of a childlike glee, which we love to do.
I love it.
So I'm probably going to wrap up there. We've run a little bit over, but I think it was worth every minute getting to play with you and share the game with you. For anyone who's watching, if you want to find out more, I'm going to see if I can bring this up as we're talking. So if you want to find out more about the virtual tour, you can go to wearehopegames.com virtual-world-tour to sign up. I got asked, Priya, how hard was it to get involved with the virtual tour?
Not difficult at all.
And one thing I keep emphasizing is it's completely free as well. I forget that I have to keep telling people that. And you guys can all be found, I think all of your social media is pretty much Meeple-Madness. I think both. I did a quick check on Twitter and Facebook anyway. I think it's Meeple-Madness is where you can be found.
It's actually at Meeple_Madness.
Is it? Oh. I will hide that and quickly change it. So let me just edit that quickly. So Meeple_Madness.
This is our opportunity to display that this is really live streaming.
Yes.
In the moment.
Not staged.
No. It'd be nice to be a bit more staged, but we'll get there. This is like this is first night.
Thank you so much. This has been so much fun. We really appreciate you hosting this, and we're looking forward to the other ones that we're going to be doing with you as well.
Yeah, so I think our next one is going to be Adventure Mart in March, later in March. And then we're back for Combo Clash. No, actually, it's Combo Clash next, and then Adventure Mart, I think, is the way we're doing it.
The last one? Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
Thank you.
You can find us at We Are Hub Games if you have any questions. Always happy to answer as well. And if you need more demos, just give us a shout as well.
Do it. Thank you.
What an awesome game. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Spread the word, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Thanks, William. Take care. Bye.
Bye.